You roll your bag up to the Lion Air counter at Soekarno-Hatta an hour before your flight to Yogyakarta, and the agent points at the scale and quotes you a baggage fee that is more than the ticket cost. You thought checked bags were included. They are not, and the price at the counter is several times what you would have paid online the night before. That one mistake, assuming your domestic ticket works the way it does back home, is the most expensive thing most travelers do in Indonesian airports. The fix is a short list. Which carriers include bags, which don't, the two apps that show you real fares, and the buffer time that keeps a delay from eating your whole afternoon. Most travelers think flying domestically in Indonesia is about picking the cheapest fare. It isn't. It's about reading what's actually included in that fare, because the cheap one and the workable one are almost never the same ticket. The headline price you see on a comparison site is, on the budget carriers, a seat and a small carry-on. Everything else, checked bag, seat choice, sometimes even a printed boarding pass at the counter, is sold separately, and it's sold cheap online and expensive at the airport. The fix isn't to spend more, it's to spend in the right place, at the right time, before you ever get to the terminal. The mental model most foreigners arrive with is the one they use at home. You buy a ticket, you get a bag, you show up. That model fits Garuda Indonesia, the full-service carrier, where economy includes 20 kilos checked. It does not fit Lion Air, CityLink, or most of what you'll actually be flying, because the cheapest fares on those airlines are unbundled by design. The base fare moves people. The add-ons make the airline its margin, and the add-ons are priced on a timer. The same checked bag that costs a modest amount the night before on the airline's own app costs several times that at the check-in counter the next morning. The price isn't a penalty, it's the pricing model. The counter is the most expensive place to buy anything, and they know you're standing there with 40 minutes to boarding. There is one recent exception worth knowing: Indonesia AirAsia. The QZ flights now includes 15 kilos checked on bookings from October 2025 onward. That's a rare one. Assume every other low-cost ticket does not include a bag until you've checked the fare rules yourself. 6 moves. Do them in order, and the airport part becomes uneventful. Step 1. Book through a local app, not a foreign one. Traveloka and Tiket.com are the two Indonesians actually use. They show the full domestic schedule, the real low-cost fares, and the promotions that the international comparison sites either miss or mark up. A Jakarta to Bali fare booked a week or two ahead through Traveloka commonly lands between 300,000 and 800,000 Indonesian rupiahs. That's roughly 20 to 50 US dollars. Book the same route at the airport the day of, and you'll pay several times that. Step 2. When you book, read the fare class carefully and decide about the bag right there. If you're on Garuda, you have 20 kilos checked included in economy, and you can skip ahead. If you're on Lion Air, CityLink, or any low-cost ticket without AirAsia's new allowance, add the checked bag in the same transaction as the ticket. This is the single biggest money leak in Indonesian domestic flying. Skip it, and you'll pay the airport price, often 2 to 4 times higher, at the counter the next morning, with a queue behind you. Step 3. The night before you fly, do 2 things on the airline's own app. Check in online. And if you didn't add the bag at booking and now you need one, add it through the app before you go to sleep. The app price is still well below the counter price, even the night before. Online check-in also means you walk into the terminal with a boarding pass already on your phone, and you only stop at the counter if you have a bag to drop. Step 4. Pack the carry-on to the actual limit, which, across most Indonesian domestic carriers, is about 7 kilos plus 1 small personal item. They do weigh carry-ons at the gate on the budget airlines, and if you're over, they'll make you check it right there at the gate price. So if your carry-on is borderline, move things into the personal item before you get in line. And one small mercy: the liquid rules you're used to from international flights are loosely enforced on domestic Indonesian flights. A full water bottle through security is usually fine. Don't stress about that part. Step 5. Pick a morning flight and give yourself buffer. Domestic delays in Indonesia, especially on the budget carriers in the afternoon, are common. Weather builds through the day, knock-on delays cascade, and the last flight of the night is the one most likely to slip An early flight is the one most likely to leave on time. If you've got an onward connection, a ferry to the Gilis, a driver meeting you in Yogyakarta, anything time-sensitive, do not book the last flight of the day to make it. Step 6. At busy hubs, arrive earlier than feels reasonable. At Soekarno-Hatta in Jakarta or Ngurah Rai in Bali, 2 hours before a domestic flight is the right number, not the 1 hour the airline suggests. The queues at check-in, especially Lion Air at peak times, swallow people whole. Show up with a buffer and the whole thing is calm. Those are the 6. Local app, bag at booking, online check-in the night before, carry-on under 7 kilos, morning flight, 2 hours early. If something goes wrong inside that envelope, it's a small problem. Outside it, it's the scene from the start of this video. She's flying Lion Air, Jakarta to Yogyakarta, 8 in the morning. The night before, she opens Traveloka, sees her booking, and notices she never added a bag. She opens the Lion Air app instead, adds 20 kilos there, pays in rupiahs with the card she's been using all trip. Done in 3 minutes. Then she does the online check-in, screenshots the boarding pass, and goes to bed. She gets to Soekarno-Hatta at 6. The Lion Air bag drop queue is already long, but she's not in the full check-in queue. She's in the shorter one, for people who only need to drop a bag. The agent weighs her backpack, sees it's under the 20 she prepaid for, prints the tag, hands it back. No card conversation. No, the system says it's not included. She's airside by 6:40. At the gate, they're spot-checking carry-ons on the scale. Hers is at 6.8 kilos because she moved the heavy stuff into her tote before she left the hotel. The agent waves her through. The flight is delayed 40 minutes, which she expected, because it's Lion Air and it's domestic Indonesia. She drinks a coffee. She's in Yogyakarta by 10. Nothing about that morning was clever. Every move happened the night before. One thing still ahead, the 2 Indonesian words the hook promised. They are the words that turn the bag conversation at check-in from a confused negotiation into a 30-second exchange. Coming up next, 4 phrases. None of them require you to actually speak Indonesian. They just need to be recognizable when the agent uses them and clear enough when you use them. Bagasi terdaftar, checked baggage. This is the phrase the check-in agent will use when they're asking whether your fare includes a bag or when they're telling you it doesn't. If you hear Bagasi terdaftar and a number, they're talking about your checked allowance. Bagasi cabin baggage. This is the one you'll hear at the gate when they're eyeing your carry-on for the scale. Tambahan bagasi, additional baggage, the phrase for an add-on bag. If you do end up needing to pay at the airport, which the moves earlier should prevent, this is the phrase that gets the conversation going in the right direction. Terlambat, late or delayed. You'll see it on the screens, you'll hear it at the gate. If you want to ask whether the flight is delayed, apakah pesawat terlambat works fine, but honestly, just knowing the word when it appears is enough. The 2 from the hook are bagasi terdaftar and tambahan bagasi. Those are the bag words. Recognize them and the counter-conversation makes sense. Here's the version you screenshot. Book through Traveloka or ticket.com. Add the checked bag at booking, not at the airport. Check in online the night before. Keep carry-on under 7 kilos. Fly mornings, not late afternoons. 2 hours early at Jakarta or Bali. That's the whole video on one screen. You now know how to book a domestic flight in Indonesia, walk into the terminal with the bag already paid for at the cheap price, and have the check-in conversation without a foreign card getting declined in front of a queue. The 6-move version of you doesn't have the scene from the start of this video. The scene doesn't happen. Indonesia rewards travelers who do a small amount of preparation the night before. It charges quite a lot to travelers who don't. One more thing. You noticed in this video that the words on the check-in screen, the gate announcements, the bag conversation, they're all in Indonesian. And even 4 or 5 words go a long way. I made a separate video on the best ways to pick up some Bahasa Indonesia before a trip, including a lazy method most travelers have never heard of and probably should. There's a card appearing on the right of the screen now. Tap that, and it'll take you straight to it.